Yo, hello everyone, and welcome to Aphrodite Championship Finals. I'm here joined by AJ. Hello, AJ.
Hello, Wad. We're in for a treat today. We after all these grueling battles, there's only two players left. We'll take the crown.
Yes, we have two players. We have Robo Masta and we have Ace Bombastico 7. And it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be the format gonna be same as last week. And let me remind you guys what last week was. It was a best of five, but with a twist where each player picks seven decks and they ban two decks and then they choose three. So we are in for a treat.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty banger set. With seven decks, you were allowed to do repeat a few regions. I believe both of our competitors have brought two Elder Dragon decks. And also just so, but beyond that, we've got plenty of spice. It's not just going to be the same old, same old. That being said, we have seen some of our decks from last week, and you might see some runbacks. And if we're looking at the records, Ace is at the start of the Aphrodite. Robo had a huge elo advantage, but it's evened out.
Yeah, right now Ace is the one taking the lead, but right now Elo doesn't really matter because the one who wins it is the one who's gonna take it all.
Mm-hmm. And there's only one best of five. There's no chance for a run back. So just get three wins, easy.
Yeah, just win three times. Just win three games.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting content. And we're now looking over the semifinal record. And Vento and Luna both went out in semifinals. Pretty tough games. Like really came down to the wire. And it's like sometimes. And we I will note they brought aggressive decks and they weren't really rewarded for it. And we might see that logic play into the decks brought this week. There's not as much aggro as you might have expected.
Yeah, I actually um I don't want to spoil any of the decks yet, but you will get to them soon. But all I'm gonna say is Ace is playing the same exact lineup that he brought uh last week. He didn't do anything new, which is very interesting to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's exact same 280 cards. But Robo, I believe, is shaking it up a bit. Regardless, though, it's gonna be interesting. And I want to we should highlight, of course, what happens for the winner. In addition to all the glory and clout, they will also win a Legends of Runeterra card pack, an IRL card pack.
Yes. It's Phage Voyage Beyond. Super rare card pack.
Mhm.
Exclusive for the winner.
Yeah, I believe there's like multiple variations, but this is the latest version, and it's gonna be pretty hype. Hopefully, whoever wins, they can send us some cool screenshots of them.
Yeah, I actually whoever wins, I hope they do a live like card opening. We see what's inside that one.
Yeah, like in LOR, like one thing I always like is that I always have access to all the cards, but like in the real world, I don't have any of this stuff. Oh, who knows what they'll get?
That's true.
Yeah, but beyond that, I guess shall we move on?
Okay, the decks. Ace first deck. Yeah, the crowd's favorite, everybody's favorite deck. That no one definitely have no nightmares from this one. Azir Irelia, which
Yeah. Uh, uh, as Azir, tell the people what you have seen today. And what we see today is a really aggressive version of Azir Elia. 12 one drops, like known denies, just get full down to the ground aggro.
just push.
Yeah.
It
And, this were army, such a strong card. You run rite of passage, it only recovers that, and it's still like you're not copying tree. You're copying a 2 mana landmark, but that 2 mana landmark, trust me, it's worth a lot more than 2 mana.
Yes, definitely. It first you aggro down and then you predict and then you aggro down even more.
Yeah. I will highlight this version is it might actually not be as good as it normally is, where it's very low to the ground and it's meant to win the aggro it's meant to like have a better chance at aggro mirrors. I don't think aggro mirror is what Ace will be queuing into if you as we progress through the decks. So who knows? Maybe this will backfire.
I think it works out both ways because again he have army, the Emperor army. So if he just spams bunch of one cost, you'll with Emperor army they with Act 3, it will just be way bigger and he can still aggro down like greedy decks still. But we will see since he have way less blade dances than the normal version.
Yeah, and no denies. So if there's a sneaky withering whale, that would completely sweep the board. Although whether Ace or whether Robo has any of those, we will have to wait and see. And going to the next deck, we've got Morgana Elder Dragon, or more infamously, Matron Cythria.
With Yeti.
Yep,
The,
yeah, it's pretty
don't
cool.
fight this one.
Yeah, I like it because it's sort of like it's like a pretty decent card against aggro, but it's also just a very annoying threat to play around. Where sometimes they'll just slap down a turn 4 6/5 Yeti, and I don't really, and it's actually pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah, and the thing about Yeti is that if we remember back in the days with the introduction of Elder, with Elder introduction, Yeti became way strong than he originally is, just for the fact that you can play, for example, a 3 cost that have a dragon boon. And it got nerfed actually during the Elder days to 9 mana, but now it's back to 7 mana since Elder got Eternal Jailed. So it's back to full power, even more because of the boons. So the card is just slept on in Eternal. It's just super strong card.
Yeah. I will highlight this version actually isn't that greedy when you like start to break it down, because of course we've got Matron Cythria, but beyond that, and Cloud Drake, which is a very key component discounting it. You're a lot of the 6 drops, Erica and Yeti, are both a bit more defensive. We don't have cards like Otacon or Hey Show or even like Galio that like might take a while to get going. This is like a pretty fast list, and that who knows, maybe that's just what you want alongside a deck like Azerelia.
Yeah, like Ace's deck are pretty standard decks. The idea is like standard overall so far, but he just has little bit of spices here and there.
Yeah, I think in general, I think like Ace has like a bit of like speed to his decks, and that might pay off because as we get into the decks, I think like Eternal in general is a very fast format, so being able to get quick lethals, it's really useful against like all these crazy combos.
Definitely.
All right, moving on to deck 3, we've got Nora Mordekaiser, and we were talking about speed. This list is anything but that.
Yes. This deck is just take it slow while making sure your opponent don't take it slow because you have no cards in his hand because you just allow every single card. So yeah, this is like pretty annoying to face, especially with in Eternal. You have full access to all the cards, including Aloof, the Bandle City Mayor, and the Darken weapon.
Yeah, and I want to highlight so the like in some Mord Kaiser lists we've seen, they will run cards like Iron Hound or Risu to like put pressure. But this list is a lot more about attrition. The like main Resurrects are Travelers and Rekindler, which are both just like trying to deny even more resources. And like Rekindler is sort of in a late game insurance where you can just start printing Mordekaisers.
Yeah, yeah, this deck is just it is just a strong deck because and instead of trying to go tall, you make sure your opponent doesn't go tall because you just allow his win cons. And with
Yeah.
Mordekaiser, you will just never run out of juice because you have Glare to draw. You can just print Ceaseless Sanitary. You can just have bunch of portals. And again, Aloof also doesn't just discard, but it also draws, so you have so much.
And I want to highlight one more nasty thing in Eternal is that Bandle City Mayor, it may seem pretty innocuous, like, okay, you're discounting your Aloofs and your like Portal Pioneers, but it also discounts Mordekaiser. So Mordekaiser just coming down one turn sooner. It can be pretty meaningful.
Definitely. And then moving on to the Nila TF.
Yep, a classic in terms of aggression. Very fast. Got out tons of burn with Mystic and Get Excited. And one thing I actually really like about this deck is that it draws so many cards. You can easily burn someone down from 8 HP.
Yeah, it's like the thing about Eternal again is you can run decks like this and get and just the existence of Get Excited makes life way more easier for the Nila TF and makes taking any damage at all from as opponent just so much more threatening.
Yeah, for sure. And like like Eternal, like with stress testing, you can just play Zonite Urchin suddenly becomes so scary because with Pool Shark, stress testing, or even a second Urchin, those Mariners and Lookouts can become online turn two. And like if you like take like just a bit of chip from this deck, it can start to like burn you down before you even threaten them back.
Yeah, it is plus way more ways to draw, so you can get your Mariner combo way faster if you
Yeah.
find them, of course.
And I'll quickly highlight in this deck, like I'd say this is a pretty standard list. The flex slots, quote unquote, the suit ups, the Cloudwinders, and the Formless. Suit up like a pretty handy trick, especially if you're protecting TF. Formless is one of the better removal tools, and then Cloudwinder is like a bit of extra value. And I've actually like weighed on this myself, where like an aggro deck shouldn't run one ofs, but this deck draws so many cards. I feel like I can actually find the one ofs, so I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's a very good deck.
Very interesting. And moving on, we've got we earlier we had a Zirelia, a Shurima Ionia deck that punishes control. And even though this deck does a very different thing, fundamentally, I believe it's the same. It's actually accomplishes the same goal.
Yeah, it's I mean, first off, this is the good side of Ionia. Whether you agree or not, because the bad side is Azir Aurelia. So this is actually the good side of Ionia with Rootbound and Tree. And I first off, I really like how this deck is built, where it can almost deal with everything. You have Tasty Folk and you have Shuriman Telestone for the 7 cost burst speed spell to deal with aggro. And if you face Elder, you have Castigate to deal with stuff. And at the end of the day, you are just trying to buy time for your trees and to just take over with printing, with Talia and Rite of Passage and all that stuff.
And you have tons of predicts too. So like you look at the like one of Castigate, like one of Deny, you can actually find those pretty reliably, like between all the draw and the root bound, and then you have eight cards that predict, if I'm counting correctly.
Yeah, and yeah, like you have 8 predicts and you have root bounds, which makes you draw so much because you probably just play root bound, makes you draw 2, and then you copy it with Talia, so you draw 1 more, and then if you just run out of cards, you can either look for the third or second root bound, or just Rite of Passage, or even then you can just look for zillion like time bombs.
Yeah, and I'll highlight some like interesting texts. Ziggs uh is like a sort of a good 3-drop that also like offers like some burn options. Part of the reasoning is likely that they don't like Talia spell is pretty bad, so and like you have a lot of time to draw her, so I can kind of get it. Shurima Telstones, I want to highlight. Some lists actually just main deck Spirit Fire because 8 mana is substantially more than 7 mana. But this list like there are the other options are pretty good, like Ruthless Predator or even Weight of Judgment. You never know when they'll be useful.
Yep. Yeah. Then moving on.
And this is like Ace's favorite deck by far, and I think well, honestly, a lot of people love this deck. It's Seraphine Victor Elder Dragon. So many cool cards here.
Yeah, and the thing is, like as we said, Ace is just doing a run back from last week. And when he was going last week, all the competitors just left this deck open, they were like, this deck is have to be a for fun deck, no way to work competitively. And I believe this deck had the fastest win and the highest win rate. It's probably 100% win rate, and every single game he won it like turn 6.
Out of the two games we saw from Ace, he got turn 6 lethal both times. And while I'm not the biggest proponent of the deck, I think I cannot deny it has like a really powerful, it has a lot of potential. Like the Plaza Guardians and Burbles coming down like for cheap, like those are just huge threats that can't be answered efficiently. And then like the Victor, the Ballistic Bot, there's a lot of cards that can just sort of win the game on their own.
Yeah, yeah. And again, if that's not enough, you always have the random stuff from Flash of Brilliance, Trial of Evidence, and or Incord, and Spinner and Seraphine. So this is just not what we are seeing is not what's gonna happen, because these deck have a lot of random generations and the game can go a million different ways.
And it is sort of ironic to me that like despite everything, it also runs the burn package, because you never know. Sometimes those plazas and like the Victor, like you just casually push someone down to 5 and then just throw a couple burn spells, and like Seraphine can even double those.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty sweet. And moving on to our final deck for Ace, Karma Set PNZ. And if I'm looking at this correctly, every other deck, just like this one, is exactly the same as last week.
Yeah, he's just doing a run back.
Let's
just hope he doesn't play as last week, because I mean, Ace made it to the finals, right? I'm not trying to disrespect anyone here, but seeing his Karma Set gameplay last week, all I'm gonna say is that I hope he just do better than what happened last week.
Yeah, I will highlight there are some like decisions I'm like not 100% sure on, like just off the top of my head, like the Aftershock. I do like 3 Aftershock. The Mystic Shot can, and like the Mystic Shot is pretty interesting. Perhaps like just wanting a 4th copy of the High Note effectively. And beyond that, I think most of this is standard. I like I've actually come to really like Sleep as another option. It functions similar to Tag Out. It's protection or an interaction, but on both, it can be really handy to have it at 3 mana.
Yeah, it's like this deck is just good overall. The only thing I would just change is just run 3 Nopifies, because I always feel like better playing 3 Nopifies. Also, one interesting fact here is that he doesn't run any Unworthy Soul.
Yeah, definitely interesting. And perhaps relying more on the non-flow cards with the Tag Out and the Palm and the Sleep. And but beyond that, like I think most of this is standard. And I will quickly highlight, like to Nopify, it might seem a little. It is a bit risky, but in Eternal, less decks want to run Explorers and other landmark removal, so it's not as punishable as it normally is.
Yeah. And going into the other side, Robomaster. Like first deck, how many Ionias did we see so far? 5?
I believe we have 3 Ionia. We had 2 Shurima Ionia, and then we had the Karma Set, and this is our 4th Rise Ionia. This is a doozy of a deck.
Yeah, this deck is it's Rise. It's try to go late. And the thing about Rise is that you don't really look at Rise, but you look at what Rise is gonna face. And looking at it, Ace have a couple of slow decks that if Robo like can force Ace into playing those decks, Rise will have a very fun time going into them.
Yeah, if there's anything Rise is good at, it's punishing decks that don't like win very quickly. And not all of Ace's decks are built to do that. I could definitely see a deck like Nora Morwood struggling, because and it's worth noting that as well, there's an interesting interaction with Aloof that might end up being relevant, where a card that's flowed will be discounted, which actually might make Rise vulnerable to an Aloof, whereas like normally the Unworthy or the Deep Med would protect him.
Yeah, it's like again, it's more the Kaiser. Like I've seen some game where just Alov just discard all the rises, and Rise is just looking at his game is like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, and I will quickly highlight one of the weirdest things about Rise is that like if all three Rises dies, it is nearly impossible for the Rise player to win. And I say nearly impossible. It is actually possible. Like sometimes against a deck like Azirelia, your best plan is somehow aggroing with Eye and Claws, but it's in general Robo will need that champion to put in work.
Yeah, if it's open, of course.
Mhm. And moving on to next deck, we've got another one of Robo's classics, Jack's Vi, or as I like to call it, Jack's Lines.
Yes, it's like if Ace have his special deck, the Seraphine Victor Elder, this is the Robo special deck, the Jack's Vi timelines.
Yep, it's got lots of small units, and then concurrent timelines, nerfed in multiple ways. First to 2 mana, and then also to only hit units in hand. But it's still very powerful. Like with the even just like on turn 2, a concurrent timelines into a Fireth. If you can just hit a that unit already is a huge threat. And with so much burn in the deck, he really doesn't need to push much damage to finish a game.
Yeah, this deck just have very different ways to deal damage, and again, it's just blowback. Three blowback, three get excited, three mythic shots. So much burn. That's how many points of burn am I counting? Like
24. But of course, that assumes he has all the fodder. And one thing this deck can get short on is fodder, where we've actually seen that in other games where like he might run out of equipment between all the parts made whole and all these spells to throw that require discards.
yeah, it's like this deck. I think it's actually one of the strong sides is that it can have a lot of followers because if you just play unit and if it dies, it technically summons itself back because you have its weapon to discard, right? So you essentially is not spending any cards of your hand. Like that's just a weird way to think about it. But the point is you can have a lot of stuff to discard, and you have also three draws.
Yeah, and we have some cute text here. A catch, like a random trick. You never really expect a trick out of PNC, so I definitely dig it. And then the one of Sumpworks map. Hey, sometimes just sticking an elusive on Vi or just an equipped unit. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
And moving on, we've got another a classic, Azirelia.
The less greedy one. The less aggro one. I mean, this one is the greedy. The ace one is the aggressive one. But this one have the two blossoming blade, and it have domination. Have way more spell with right of negation, defiant dance, homecoming,
Yeah.
also retreat. It like
Yeah.
I feel confident with this deck more.
Yeah,
Than the
and I
other
will
decks.
highlight the main cut is Shadow Apprentice, which in my opinion is a pretty important card in like the mirrors in the matchups where you need to go fast, like the mirror. So I could definitely, depending on what decks Ace, if Ace wants to opt into like an aggro mirror matchup, I think this might be one of Ace's easier matchups because this list is a bit slower to get going.
Yeah, and by slower for Azir, I really would mean like it wins in turn 5 instead of turn 3.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I will say, as much as we talk about like how Azirelia should lose to aggro, we that was a time when Army did not exist. It with it existing, it's what I think it's an extremely dangerous deck no matter what. And this list like play, I would say it's a bit more balanced, and I think maybe that's just how Robo likes it. A deck that's like a little bit more consistent, even if it's like a little bit less a little bit less powerful.
Yeah, Robot definitely like the safety net, and this version offers safety nets. And then the fourth deck again, Elder Demacia.
Yep. And here, it's not. It would be dishonest to say Matron Cythria the end. I would. It's Matron Cythria with Otacon as well. So he's Robo's got tons of big threats, and the main way that this sort of list gets punished is by aggressive decks, and honestly, Ace might have what it takes to punish it. A lot of his decks go fast, and with only Morgana as the life stealer, uh, he can definitely consider leaving this up and trying to beat it down.
I mean, yeah, this deck we saw it last week. It felt like it. You have so many big options that you just cannot get them down at the same time. So it feels way slower than like a normal Elder match just because of the existence of Atakan.
Yeah, I still think like in terms of like this deck has like some of the strongest like possible hands in the game. Where like sometimes you'll just play a turn six Cythria Matron, and like that is just not really beatable, and that doesn't really change with this list. But I think in general like this list is a little bit more so meant to respect mirrors and stuff. But yeah, Ace's like Yeti list might is a little bit more where is a bit more respectful of like decks that have AoEs or other like or like go really fast.
Yeah,
Regardless, it's going to be interesting. And moving on, we've got Neela TF, but this is a very different list.
yeah. This one have first thing I noticed is that there is no protections. There are no suit up.
No Eye of the Storm either.
No Eye of the Storm and no Cloud Winder. It just draw and then draw more.
Yeah, this list is while this list like I in my opinion is a little bit weaker in general. It has one very notable thing where if TF is much more. It normally takes 2 turns to flip. The list Ace is playing will normally flip him turn 6. This list can absolutely flip him turn 5 with between the rummages and pick cards as 2 mana draw 2.
Yeah, and the thing is, you just don't need to worry much about drawing a lot with that deck because first off, you have the Zonet, you have the money, and you can just reshuffle your deck. Plus, you have stress testing, which I mean, if you draw a bunch of fleeting unit, you just play stress testing, and you'll be like, yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna lose my entire deck just because I want to level up TF.
Yeah. And I will note that, like, while I'm normally not a fan of Rex in this deck, I think with this build, it's absolutely correct. You don't pick a card and rummage, don't actually like give you more cards. So you need like a different way to pay off. And I think Rex is one of the better options. Like, just like 2 mana, like rummage, like even if it's -1 card, you get 2 more cannons on your Rex, and that's a big deal. And moving on,
Oh,
we've got
oh,
I think Robo took some inspiration from Ace with the Seraphine Victor Elder.
oh, what is happening right now?
To give
The-
context, last week he brought Draven Rumble, but I think Robo it has followed Ace's footsteps, thinking he went 3-0. He might be onto something.
yeah, I think is that a copy paste?
Yes, I believe this is 100% same list.
Yeah, that's like when you tell your friend, copy my homework, but don't make it too obvious. But
It's a little too obvious in this case, and
yeah,
I think in general, like Robo, I will not no for anyone who's unfamiliar. I'm pretty sure a lot of Robo's lists are like classics, like they haven't really been adjusted. And you know what? Like Robo's had success. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah. I mean, I think one we actually the two bands of
Yep. And if you looking at the decks, they're 100% the same.
the at the game played interesting, very funny to see.
It's gonna be really fun. I wonder. I also wonder like if we're gonna end up seeing mirrors with this deck. If so, that'll be a banger set. Regardless, we're going to move on to our final deck, uh, which is another Karma set. Which, yeah, this is also a full copy. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Correction. And Robo is running back the Freljord Shrooms, Teemo Caitlyn, featuring lots of small tricks and it's notable that the normally like one of issues with shrooms as a deck is that the Caitlyn and the chump and the Puffcat Peddler and even the Fishmonger, they're pretty difficult to stick because three for three is not bad, but if the opponent kills them, the deck doesn't do much else. So the Freljord version is built to make sure they don't die. Brittle Steel, Elixir, not Three Sisters. Not only are they very cheap and useful tools, but they also proc your Peddler to get all those shrooms in the deck. So it's a pretty I think it's like definitely the best shrooms list, and depending on the types of matchups, maybe it'll work. It notably, I'm not sure if it's good into Neela TF, but in general, this has to be the best list if you're going after that deck. Yeah. And moving on to the ban phase, um, looking over looking taking a broad view, I believe Ace's decks are a little bit more aggressively skewed than Robo's. He's got the I would say four of his decks are aggressive in nature. The Elder Dragon decks, make no mistake that Seraphine Victor deck can have pretty aggressive starts. And then same with the Yeti version. And then of course you've got the Neela TF and Aziralia as like pretty respected aggro decks. And Ace also has a control direction with the Nora Mord, um, the Karma set, and the Talia tree. And with the system where Robo can only do two bans, he can't fully remove one of like those archetypes. So he has to decide like which of these decks are just most dangerous, like he in general. And if I was Robo, I would personally be a little worried about the Rise deck. I do not think it beats the Elder decks. I do not think it, and I'm not sure on its matchup into the control. So if I was looking to protect Rise, my instinct would probably be ban the Demacia Elder, and then the Aziralia, and then try. But I might be reading too far into it. I don't know how good Robo feels on the Rise list. And then beyond that, I think Robo in general would benefit from those bans where a lot of his decks are slow. Like even the Shrooms or the Aziralia, they take a while to get going. And looking over at Ace's decks, um, what do you think? Uh, on paper, I think Ace's weakest deck might be the Karma set, just because even though it's like a pretty solid deck, it does have it can absolutely have shortcomings, especially if Temple doesn't stick. Yeah, so if Ace was looking to protect Karma set, I wonder how he would ban to protect it. Mm, I think Aziralia has to go. I think that deck is extremely dangerous, especially with only two Aftershock. Even though it's 3 mana to remove a 2 mana landmark, you need to deal with that army, or it's gonna deal way too much damage. Beyond that, you probably also have to ban the Elder Demacia. I think. I will note one tech that's worth considering in Karma decks is Singular Whale, especially if you want to beat up on decks like Elder. Without that kind of tech, I think you have to just get rid of that Elder Demacia. So honestly speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the classic bans of Aziralia and Elder Demacia from both sides. I think those decks are just very strong overall and very dangerous. It'll definitely be interesting, like because there's a lot of mind games in terms of like how you manage the other five decks. But even if two of those slots are like pretty locked, the other five they do pretty different things.
Yeah, sorry, I just got hit by a sandstorm. What?
So
So,
right now, I'm thinking in terms of bands like Azirelia and Elder Demacia. It's plain as it sounds. I think those are very good bands for both sides.
I'm actually also gonna add the Elder PNZ to the mix.
Interesting. You think? Do you think Robo has to be in it, or do you think like Ace has to be in it?
Robo will for sure ban it. He saw what Ace can do with this deck. But I wonder if Ace is like, I created this deck, I know what it can do, so I will just let it open and win against it.
Yeah, I will note that I think if there's any weakness of the deck, it's that after like the turn 6 or 7 power spike where you got down all your plazas and your purples, the deck actually doesn't do too many more threatening things. Like the Nora Mordekaiser can keep recurring the aloofs. The TF Neela can like keep like can probably still keep slamming threats. Like the if there's any weakness of the PNZ Elder, it's that after a certain point it just runs out of cards.
I mean, true. But still, with Victor level up, with Seraphine level up on 3 Song Spinner, it can still do stuff. But again, if like
That's true.
something like Mordekaiser discarding all the purple fishes and the Plaza Guardian before they actually like get way too cheap, because Alof will just get them early on. Like, it's interesting. It's just interesting to see if Ace is just gonna try to beat it down, because it's just hard for this deck to like lose at a certain point, because it's turn 6, turn 7 is just too strong.
Yeah, I can definitely see I will say like even though like the deck can run out of cards, I think it has like very powerful spikes and like the turn like those like mid game turns where the Seraphine is starting to flip, the sputterings are like and the discounted units are coming down. It can be really scary, and I think Robo would be in a way. I think it's almost like an aggro deck, which is part of why I think Robo would be wise in banning it. I could see it easily beating down like some of these slower decks. But Ace, I do think has the tools to take on aggro. Regardless, it's really interesting. Like, especially if I'm remembering correctly, they get 2 bans, but then they pick 3 decks.
Yes, they ban 2 and they pick 3. So what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think
Oh,
what are the 2 bans?
so my guess is I think I will stand by the Azirelia ban for both sides, and then the Elder Demacia. But I actually am pretty open to like the other Elder deck getting banned for either side. But and then in terms of like picking the decks, I think Robo is going to lead behind Rise if he can. I think that's like definitely step one for him.
Yeah, I think like the bans is probably gonna be like, if I'm looking at Robo side, I will want to go late game, so I will keep the greedy Ionia opens.
Interesting.
So I probably ban Azira Aurelia. I probably ban Elder PNZ, and then the last ban I would either go for Mordekaiser or Neela TF.
I can respect that. I will also note that I really don't know Rise's matchups that well, but like on paper, I would actually not be confident it beats too many of these Ionia decks. I can definitely see it being Karmit set. I think the control decks like Nora Mord with the like all this removal, and then like also between the aloofs and like the mini morphs and all that, and then the Talia tree with all that copy nonsense. I think it's pretty dangerous for Rise to try and get through those.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the 3 deck is like it's different than normal Ionia deck, because you cannot aggro it down easy, because you just heal a lot from the 3. So even something like Timo, where 3 deck can just would like eventually win at like, when you find like a good card from 3, basically that ends the game, and they can either be from the first 3 or third 3, so like the deck can win like starting from turn 8 all the way until turn 15. So even something like Timo, who just likes to buy time just to plant his shrooms, might even struggle sometime into that deck because of how much it heals.
Yeah, and I will say, like, looking at it more from Robert's perspective, I wonder if he ever. I will say, if there's ever a reason to bring shrooms in Rise, I think it would be to beat down that Karma set. But the problem is Ace has no obligation to bring the Karma set. With the way the system works, Ace will have 5 decks left, and then he gets to pick 3 of them. So if Robo does not ban Karma set, Ace Robo cannot guarantee facing it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, regardless, it's going to be really interesting to see how the bands shake out. And indeed, I don't think we can easily separate bands and like not picks, but regardless, Ace is left with some pretty 2 of the aggressive decks, Neela TF and then the Elder PNZ, and then the Talia Tree.
This is yeah, this is like, how did Elder PNZ not get touched?
Honestly speaking, I'm surprised Ace left both Elders up, perhaps deciding I don't respect Robo's list. And like, to be fair, Elder had a pretty bad record yesterday, so maybe he's thinking this Otacon list, I can punish it. And while I think that's very doable with the 2 of his decks, I think Talia Tree might take a little long to get going. That one of Cascade will probably need to put in work.
I mean, look, I'm trying to look right now from both perspective. Like, if I'm Robo, how am I feeling after this? If I'm Ace, how I'm feeling after this? And to be honest, me being Robo Master, having to win with 2 Elder decks, I'm not happy. I'm just not feeling happy. I'm not feeling confident.
You think Ace is gonna manifest Robo always having that 12 mana Elder that's playable for most of the game in hand?
No, I just think that Ace is like, with the decks that he have left, you just feel way better than the decks that Robo have. Like, sure, he have Elder PNZ, but again, I never saw Robo play Elder PNZ. Like, maybe he just picked it as like flavor of the current meta because it's just strong, and he never actually had practice on it. And
Part of it could also just be wanting to have some fun with the decks. Like, honestly speaking, I think Robo has like an interesting scenario where it's like, I think what like each of his decks, like in theory, have like at least one good matchup, but like if he does not hit his matchups well, like if the Shrooms is like fighting the Elder PNC, I do not like its chances. Yeah. Regardless, we're soon getting into the games. And with that, our finals begin. Best of 5, first to 3 wins takes it.
yeah, very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Finals, APA
Hold on,
Championship
Juan, right
Finals.
before it starts, who do you want to win?
Ace.
All right, I got a cheer for my boy Robo. PVC Heroes community represent. And Ace off to a quick start.
Yeah, here we are. Just the
Yeah.
start of game 1. Mirror.
And we have one of the most cinema matchups. And I want to highlight a really funny aspect of this matchup where iterative improvement, it can copy any unit. So Ace can just copy the Robo's burbles.
And this hand, Robo Master's hand is actually insane.
Yeah, Robo's got like Robo has the victor, and I think that's honestly one of the best cards in the deck. It's so good both as like spell triggers and just as a threat.
Yeah, here both Seraphines come from both sides, and
Robo taking a pretty interesting line. He could have played that ignition, but he instead holds up more of his mana, perhaps respecting some of what Ace could have.
man, Ace is actually getting so unlucky with the card he's getting.
Okay, honestly, the guiding touch is not that bad, but the wish and then the shadow shift last turn, those are not what you want to see.
Yeah, and then Victor getting Challenger. Just
Uh-oh.
now, what? That's a Seraphine dead.
Yeah, that Seraphine's going down, and Ace also does not have too many of the payoffs. He's got double sputtering, but he does not have the discount units, and he does not have the And his Victor and his Seraphine's about to go down.
Yeah, just like that, Seraphine is dead.
Yeah. Like honestly speaking, I really like Robo's position. Not only does he have both champions like that are going to stick, Ace like this deck does not have too much removal. I mean, okay, I should not say this deck does not have too much removal because you never know what sputtering will do.
I mean, yeah, well, its sputtering is. Oh,
Let's go gambling.
wait, okay, that could be a dead Victor.
Yeah. I actually kind of like to invoke. I think Ace needs a bit more value. Going for the hate spike though, perhaps just playing full defense, I suppose.
I wonder if he would actually try to trade the bot for Victor here.
The four chief attack from Ace is pretty cute, honestly. Like Robo has no idea what spells those are, so like it could easily be a form up.
Yeah, what I really don't like right now is the discard he got. Because it's like, what if Robo just decided to not play the spells?
To be honest, the discard is not that bad because I think Robo should be playing the spells no matter what, even if he knew the discard spell was there. The bigger problem is that, like, when is it? Ace needs to time it really carefully because, in theory, it can hit the Plaza or the Burble, but it needs like if he's not careful, it'll like Robo will just play it when it's 0 mana.
Yeah, I think you have to play it now.
But if it's now, it's 4 mana. I think he had to time it like somewhere in. It was really tricky because if he it would have cost 2 mana if he played it later, but he only discarded a Death Ray, which is honestly like one of Robo's worst cards.
No, that was a Victor. That's right. He actually discarded the Victor.
True. I guess honestly,
He technically killed the Victor. So that's actually really good, I would say.
Yeah.
Because
I want to highlight this Victor. Like Victor's keywords are only getting scarier. He's got lifesteal, overwhelm. I don't think there's lethal this turn, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean the good thing is that Ace's position is getting slightly better, just because he have two bots.
Yeah, and I want to highlight. Oh, that's really interesting. He just plays a 3 mana Plaza.
I really wonder why, especially that he was like he's so behind on tempo in this game because he's just approaching the turn with 0 spell mana.
Yeah, and I also want to highlight Ace like really did not lose much from passing. Even if the plan was to like play an expensive like Plaza, he should wait to get some information. There's no way like if Robo took that attack like with 9 mana and like not developing any of his like spells or these units, I think Ace would have been very happy.
Yeah, and
oh my gosh, regenerating Victor. This is a pretty safe play in my opinion, but I think there was a chance of going for lethal this turn if Robo wanted to go for double overwhelm.
I mean the game is still going. I don't think it will end now, but it just looks weird.
Yeah, it's really scary for Ace, I would say, because the big problem is how does Ace break through this Victor? I think the sputtering needs to genuinely pull a miracle.
Or maybe, I'm not sure if Seraphine is leveled, but maybe if there is a Seraphine potential.
Honestly speaking, I'm not
Are we pushing lethal? I think lethal.
Actually, now that I look at it, if Ace can like keep this Plaza through the turn, he could actually, hold on. It is just lethal this turn, right? This is so much damage. Yeah, here I was thinking, like, oh, you need to go for double overwhelm. Do you really need double overwhelm when you're attacking for 30 damage?
Yeah, that's it. Ace's creation came to him and just got the first win against him.
Yeah, and I will say I was not liking Robo's chances from the very start in terms of decks. I'm cheering for him as a player, but like in terms of decks, I liked Ace's chances. But Robo again showing us how it's done. He matches the deck. This must be huge for in terms of mental. Robo took Ace's like signature deck. I wouldn't be surprised if this was his first game on it, and then he proceeds to beat the creator of the deck.
To be honest, I mean, that was a very good win from Robo. But I think this deck is just so strong that if Ace just runs it back, it will just beat whatever it faces.
I can definitely believe that. Though that being said, I think Elder Demacia, the way Robo's built it, I think I think either he will win in a dominating fashion or he will get dominated himself. The Otacon tech, I understand the reason behind it, but I think these matchups are too fast for it to be very relevant. Because even against the Ionia deck, an Otacon is actually a pretty unreliable threat.
Okay, we're going into game 2. And Ace actually runs it back, and now he's against Timur.
Okay, this is a pretty interesting. This is another matchup I would never really seen before. On paper, like these tricks are annoying, but Ace doesn't really cast spells to try and remove units. He's just trying to get all his units, get all his like snowball a bunch of power.
Yeah, here's so far.
And Ace's hand is pretty good. I wouldn't say perfect, but it's pretty good. And Robo's hand is desperately missing a turn 3 play.
I'm not sure if Ace's hand is actually good or not because it's just a bunch of stuff generating random stuff. So is it really good? Honestly, is it really bad? Who knows?
I mean, okay, let's count spells because if you consider each of those two, let's say the Trail of Evidence hits a spell, then isn't that 0 cost verbals on turn 5, and then he might be able to get 0 mana Plaza down that turn 2.
That's a possibility. Like if he flips good, if he not even flips good, if he flips playable.
If he flips a card that's playable, like he just needs to not hit Sharesies, basically. Because he's also getting ignitions as well, so he'll have 2 more spells. I'll try and do a little bit of math here. If he plays Encore of 7 mana,
that's not good.
Plaza will go down to 4. Yeah, I think he'll be able to play all his cards next turn, but he does not want to play that timelines.
Yeah, timeline does not take the original cost; it takes the current cost. So all of that work would be just going to nothing.
And honestly, the Shackles isn't much better either. It's another spell trigger, but it's also he's basically shackling his own unit, and for no benefit.
He have to, I think.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely worth it. You get the spell. The spell triggers are so valuable, but
to be honest, I don't hate it. Like the problem is that he takes a lot of damage.
Now that wait, hold on. Now that I do some math, Ace can even fit in the iterative next turn because he will play the Shackles. He will play the Ignition. Actually, it's really close. I don't think he can fit the iterative on the Plaza at least.
Yeah, he definitely cannot on the Plaza.
I think he can copy a Burble, though. Which begs the question, does Ace actually... in my opinion, copying Plaza is normally a lot stronger than a Burble. But maybe Ace doesn't try and push, like, damage through the board. He just goes for an elusive game plan.
I mean, elusive is not bad, especially against Timo, because they're just working at like I will deal damage until Timo shows up and I'm just gonna be a wall to him.
Yeah. Like I think one of the weaknesses of this PNZ, like I mentioned it earlier, the Elder Drac, it's like sort of problem is that once the units are down, it doesn't do much else. Like Ace has a lot of cards in hand, but once like all those units come down, they're they don't do a whole lot. Like you've got 9 mana to draw 3 cards, and then you've got like a couple of burn spells. Ace is gonna need to scrap a bit to finish this game.
Yeah, here's another
this
good
is a lot
keyword.
of damage, to be fair.
Goes for heal. Okay, makes sense.
I wonder if Robo's Brittle Steel could be pretty useful, but I don't know when he's going to spend it.
I mean, right now, Robo not being a 3 mana, it's pretty huge for.
Oh, and it's worth noting, Ace had the option between Challenger and Tough on the Plaza. And while on paper, Challenger is a really broken keyword with quick.
Ooh,
I think Tough was actually a pretty safe choice because like exactly
that
this. It would have
because
survived
that.
that block if he yeah getting kind of punished for that Challenger pick. And we might have even saw a little bit of mind gaming there. Robo gave a sad Poro emote as he pulled the 4/4.
Robo's actually on a evil arc right now.
Yeah. I wonder, honestly speaking, from Ace's position, I don't mind just throwing out a scrap trap. Wait a minute. Okay, here's a really weird interaction. So if Ace, let's say that Ace plays a scrap trap right as a 5/5, and then he attacks with the burbles. If Robo freezes the burbles, Ace can hex transform on the stack a burble into a 5/5, and that 5/5 won't be frozen. 5 free damage.
I mean, this play is obvious from caster vision, but then you think about it from player's vision, and it's just weird.
Yeah, and Ace didn't go for it. He could have played that scrap trap, but perhaps thinking. To be fair, it's a lot of burn. He's almost there already. And right now, wait, hold on. Right now, if Rolo needs a second answer to an elusive, or he's just dead. Oh, the second griddle steal is so big, but oh, it's another. Get excited! It's just lethal right now.
What is this?
Yeah, you know what? Wow, you were 100% right. Why did I ever doubt? Just draw all the burn spells.
Yeah, just deal like 3 damage and then deal the rest of the damage with burn.
Yeah, who cares about running out of cards when your opponent is already dead? Ace showing us how it's done. And to be perfectly honest, I did not expect these Elder decks to get a win this easily, but it's clearly putting in work. Maybe it really is the meta breaker. Regardless,
Yeah,
looking at the remaining set, who do you favor?
Right now, I think we are back to our original position. Like, Elder PNZ did its job, it just took the win for each side. So now we are back to the original position where it's just, I like Ace's deck more than Robomaster.
I think I agree. I like the TF Neela list a lot. I think but at the same time, I wouldn't know if Ace I think the TF Neela matchup against Elder, like for context, I've scrimmed a lot with like some other like friends, and I consistently beat the Elder deck. But it's a matchup where you have to not play very greedy. You have to just go for max early pressure. You throw out as many units as possible. You don't worry about champion flips that much even. And if Ace does if Ace does not if Ace does not pilot carefully, I think the TF Neela matchup it's actually very easy to lose against Elder.
Yeah, it's very tricky from both sides, even against Timo, because Timur can just like mythic shot the TF or just freeze up some units and get some good value, good trades on units.
It's honestly sort of the story of the TF Neela deck, where it's like, in theory, in my opinion, it has the deck tools to beat any deck, but it requires pretty precise play, and like a lot of that comes down to like being as aggressive as you can in these sorts of matchups, like against Shrooms or against Elder, where if you give the opponent too much time, they will you cannot beat them.
Yeah.
And it'll be pretty interesting. I wonder, and I think right now we're seeing the exact matchup. We're seeing the oh, never mind. It's actually the Talia versus the Shrooms. So you favor Talia?
Oh, I think with that hand. Okay, wait. It's getting weird, right? Because there is a Timur that just showed up. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to say Ace position is very good, but then there is a Timo draw, and there is no easy way for Ace to deal with him.
there is one easy way, and that is Zillion Time Bomb, because there's no way for all these HP tricks. He needs an action to play them, and Time Bomb happens before Robo even gets to play a card. So if he can hit a Time Bomb right now, this game is so much more winnable.
Yeah, and it have to be a time bomb, because after that, the turn 4 will come, and he can just level up Timur easily.
Oh my goodness! Ace is. I think yesterday, last week, Ace showed us he had some protagonist energy. He's harnessing it again.
Yeah, he's gaming. He's just gaming. Timur is dead no matter what.
Yes, and like with how the hand plays out, if Robo draws a second Teemo, he's not going to get it down for a while.
Wait, he didn't die.
Hey, Ace, I really don't know what he was holding the time bomb for.
I think he thought it's around end, not around start. Then he saw Teemo being buffed and he got scared.
Okay, regardless, all of a sudden, I think Robo is actually very close to. He honestly might be winning.
Man, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, really scary. For Ace, because there's 30 shrooms in the deck if I'm counting correctly, and it honestly, like, it's gonna cost so many resources for Ace to keep like answering this Teemo.
I mean, he technically can still do it to spam bomb and constructor, no?
I don't think well, he can't answer him on turn 6, but because the time bomb won't appear on time, he can at least set it up.
I mean, you know, the biggest problem right now is that Robo got 15 shroom for free. And 8 is just starting his draws with the root bound, with the time bombs and everything. So every time he just tried to draw, he will just eat so much damage, and he's not anywhere close.
And I also want to highlight, like, yeah, the Reconstructor blocks elusive, but like Robo doesn't just have a Teemo; he also has two 4 tech units that are going to be taxing a lot. Like, honestly speaking, this might just be lethal turn 6 with the Karina.
Yeah, the game is definitely so scary right now.
Yeah, and without double root bound, like Ace's like turn 6 is not as powerful as it could have been. Like, he's going to really struggle like stabilizing, taking so much damage now. Like, healing 3 is good, but that's not a lot.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh no. This is so many shrooms already, and the Karina. Okay, so she reveals 5 cards, and like I would say there's a little less than 1 shroom a card. So she'll push like 3 damage.
Well, I think Ace still have an out with Telestone.
The Spirit Fire. That's pretty good.
It's still a lot of damage though.
Yeah, and I also want to highlight, like, not only like is Robo like winning on board, he's also like with the Fishmonger been collecting tons of cards. He's not like running out of gas anytime soon.
And he saves them. Because at the end of the round, they take 3. 2 from the Spirit Fire and 1 from the bomb.
Yeah. Pretty cute line here to keep your unit alive. And I really don't see how Ace wins from here. I think, like, if you just look at like the HP totals, how is Ace supposed to deal 15 damage before these shrooms just take Ace out?
I mean, the thing is, I'm not scared of the shroom right now, right? Because he can start healing. The problem is that there is so many shroom that just Caitlyn or Karina can just get the job done.
Yeah, especially, and not only that, we also see like a board advantage. Like, Robo just has so many units. The next attack is very scary. If there is one saving grace for Ace right now, it's that this lifesteal unit, right now there's no freeze to answer.
Okay, will he just open? That's very good amount of heal.
Yeah, that's a ton of healing, and he takes them down a unit, which it was pretty good because the Three Sisters not isn't that efficient, but when it's dealing 4 damage, it's by denying the lifesteal. So it's a pretty good exchange.
Ooh.
Oh man, 3 shrooms. Ace doesn't have a deny, so this Karina is gonna. Is it just lethal?
Ooh, he goes for Caitlyn.
I guess taking his time. To be fair, I can't think of a tree card that won't give him the chance to play Karina. Because even if he hit Otacon, he would need it, and he would give one action for Robo to slam her.
To be honest, I think Gollus is pretty good. He just
Oh, another cute aspect of this matchup I want to highlight: Zillion is shuffling cards into the deck, so that actually holds back some of the shroom damage.
yeah, Zillion can just throw 4 bombs at the top, and then you don't draw shroom for a little bit.
Yeah, and meanwhile, like I'm starting to wonder like how close is Ace to lethal, because it's worth with this rite of passage. Ace's next turn is actually pretty powerful.
You know, very cool line Ace could have took here is actually recording his own Zillion to replay him and plant more bombs.
That would be pretty cute. Perhaps Ace is just like fighting for board a little better, where like now Robo's just spend mana redeveloping the Caitlyn, but definitely interesting.
Maybe fighting for Ziggs. Oh man,
I mean,
this draws. Like the fishmonger is making Ace lose so much. So far, he made him lose 2 root bounds and a Ziggs.
yeah, and not only that, it draws Robo a bunch of cards too. Like he's got so many. Like normally by now, Shrooms would be out of cards, but Robo's just keeping the cycle. And I'm not sure which of these is good. I guess going for if that stairs AoE.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's good right now, but it will become
The
relevant.
alternative is you destroy landmarks, and that's not very good.
Maybe he just attacks since you have so many trees.
That's
No,
true.
actually,
So
cannot.
the Caitlyn is pretty scary, right?
Yeah, Caitlyn is a problem.
Yeah, and like there's no permanent answer to the Caitlyn
Ow.
grades. Oof.
Like, yeah, sure, Ace right now only have 2 pieces of interaction, so he can just bounce Caitlyn. I think only when Caitlyn is trying to attack, he cannot waste his interactions like
Uh,
that. Just to try to damage.
okay, here's a pretty insane line. What if Ace tried to sleep Caitlyn this turn and then hit that stairs to destroy the landmark?
I kinda like that line, but next round, so we at least get the spirit.
Fair enough. But I wonder like how quick. I'm just wondering like like how quickly does Ace win this game? Actually, it's really awkward that the way this turn played out, because Ace could have gone for a double time bomb with this rite of passage, but now that the sprite is on board, it's too late.
I think Ace, what Ace trying to do is actually time bomb in that stair, the Caitlyn.
Oh, that might be the line. Though it does hurt to destroy your own board.
I mean, it's really. You really want to destroy your own board though, so you can rite of passage.
That's true. Maybe maybe this is the opening, honestly. Like now you can play another time bomb or just another tree.
And now it's only
Okay, hold
Karina's
on.
hand.
There's a good chance this is lethal.
Ow!
Ouch. That's
Yeah, even with if Ace got a chance to play his trees, it's still over.
yeah, the shroom deck really showing up in like the units like from the shroom deck just didn't get answered. Like I want to highlight like the Teemo not dying was like definitely awful for Ace, but even just like the fishmonger and the peddlers, like Ace just did not have a way to deal with those.
Yeah, it's just. All I'm gonna say is was the team were attacking, doubling on turn 4. It was too much. Way too
And
much.
and all of a sudden, like even though I think on paper Robo is unfit, is like I still don't like Robo's build the most. I think with 2 games left, I actually like his chances a lot.
I mean, it could be just one game.
Yeah, it just he only needs to take home one, and meanwhile Ace has to 2-0 this Elder deck, and it's not definitely not I wonder if Ace will lead with the Talia deck, because if there is a hard matchup, I would say it's the Talia deck. I think the Neela deck, with some careful play, it's actually it can get under it a surprising amount of the time.
Yeah, like at the start, I just kept saying how Ace position is just good with because they have better, arguably better decks than Robo. But right now, the like close to the end, we see that there is only one deck left for Robo because he won two, and now Ace actually have to win against. I would say one of the most annoying decks to play against the Elder deck.
Yeah, and I want to highlight that this is like honestly a really interesting storyline, because like at the very start of Aphrodite, like Robo was ahead, as I mentioned earlier, and like over time, like the matchups have like Robo has consistently lost to Ace like throughout a lot of these like Swiss and other matchups, but now like suddenly like it's evening up, and he's even like pulled ahead like with the signature deck mirror match. So like this is sort of like a redemption for a revenge for Robo. He finally gets to take down Ace, like this opponent who's continually eluded him.
Yeah, he was just like sneakily just taking all his points away, and then Robo Master is just done with this tomfoolery and just gonna take it back home.
Yeah, and like it's not just a matchup between players. This is also a battle between nations of France versus Macedonia, if I remember correctly. So there's some national pride on the line. You don't want to throw under these stakes.
True, that's true.
Yeah. And Robo had a pretty interesting mulligan. He had like a 1-2-3 curve. But in this sort of matchup, it's actually I don't know if that's what you want. And he's instead dealt a mobilize hand, which might actually work out better.
I mean, it depends on the next couple of draws, and Erika is definitely one of the most annoying cards in that matchup. Like, sure, Erika is not the best in like general games, but this game it can just steal landmarks.
Yeah, and honestly, the fact that it steals is super powerful. Like in Explorer, even if you destroy the landmark, they can resurrect it for 2 mana or just play a Notify to deny the spell. Against an Erica, you need to deny or you need to kill that Erica. Otherwise, your landmark is just gone.
Yeah, also funny thing about Erika is that if she steals a landmark that got reconstructed and you somehow dealt with Erika, you will just lose the revive on the landmark.
Yeah, and the story resets. So like let's say that Ace's only hope is getting a big card off tree. If Erica captures that tree, he will after getting the tree back, he will still need to wait multiple rounds to get his big card. But regardless, the hand from Ace is coming together pretty nicely. He's got tree and to
Wow.
at least it would be pretty nice if not for the turn for Erica.
Yeah, just it's so annoying. Ace had the perfect curve, but Erika just was like, no, you don't.
Yeah, and even the fact that it got tough here is also really good, because suddenly like it can't do these like little trades like Robo's just winning, but without that tough, like Ace could at least try and fight it in combat.
Yeah, right now, Ace is just in a very weird position. Because what is he supposed to do at turn 5? Turn 5 was always supposed to be a Talia turn, but now he just predicts and loses mana.
Wait.
Yeah, he cannot do anything.
Yeah, a pretty depressing turn from Ace, and meanwhile Robo's just developing onto the board. There's no matron yet, but honestly speaking, it's not that bad for Robo. There's no castigate in hand, so Ace, Robo can like take his time developing the board.
Yeah, I wonder what landmark will he go for. It goes for another root bound.
Interesting. I wonder also if Ace will how Ace will use his try and deal with the spell shield on the unit. And we should also quickly mention that this isn't the after this event. It isn't the end for LOR competitive. In addition to Aegis events that'll happen at some point, we've also got Lore Never Dies, like a tournament where cards continually get banned. So if you're a little sick of a normal Eternal meta where we've got all these powerhouse decks, we've got a bit more scrappy tournament coming up too.
Yeah, also after this tournament, the LCS tournament, there will be the Runeterra Rumble that will be happening at 12 p.m.
Yeah, it's
European
gonna be a
time.
lot of fun. And
12, yeah,
just
12 a.m.
yeah, and I should also quickly shout out Wad might be streaming some of these events. I don't know which, but make sure to check him out if you want to like just if you want to spectate some of these events yourself, or just watch LOR content.
Yeah, also after the Aphrodite League finishes, Aphrodite will have an affair at February 21 at 12 p.m.
Oh yeah, so many events, so little time. But regardless, going looking back at the game, the spell shield on the Erica is really strong. Not just because it denies like palms and stuff, but if Robo was scared of one card in this position, it's Castigate, and spell shield means your Ericas are not going anywhere.
Yeah, look at this. What is Spritling again is the word.
Yeah, and like if even if Ace went for a Castigate right now, still tons of damage dealt from the Ericas. It's truly just lethal, right? There's no way Ace can survive this.
Can he? I mean, he started
and reminder, Robo just needs one more win to take it home. So we might be getting our champion in the next minute or so if Ace can't figure out an answer.
I mean, let's do math here. He stuns, and then he.
The problem is the units have Challenger, right? So the 10 attack always connects. Ace needs a Robo needs 3 units to connect, and it might be doable.
I mean, the problem is that there is also a strike on Robo's side.
Yeah, the strike might seal it, where Ace can, with the palm and the recall, Ace can effectively stop 4 units. But the problem is the strike takes out one of those units. So 3 of Robo's units are going to go uncontested. And without the mana for Notify and recall, we might be getting our champion.
It's actually so sad because Ace had it, if not for Junior.
Yeah, the Junior, we don't really highlight it. Normally in this matchup, it's not too noteworthy. But in addition to denying rootbound discounts, it also really limits options like Notify. 3 mana, that's just the difference maker. Otherwise, Ace could have lived this turn otherwise.
Yeah, it just... Robo got him on a chokehold and it was very close. And that's just like that. Robo Master takes game 4 and wins the entire best of 5. Just like that.
Yeah, he was the favorite going into the event, and though he might have stumbled a little bit on the way, he shows us how it's done. Absolutely dominant performance. He made it happen with like decks that, even though they honestly speaking, Elder to Elder PNZ, Shrooms, even Otacon Matron, like those aren't decks like you see all the time.
Yeah, it's just that was just Robo Master doing a master class of why Elder Dragon is eternal jailed. Like he just goes in. Like we saw 3 Elder games today, and Elder won 3. The only game Elder lost was in the Elder Mirror, which is the exact opposite of what happened last week, where Elder was just losing.
Yeah, I think if there's any takeaway from this tournament, it's that like we should definitely take a look at Elder PNC. And while I say that, it's worth noting that this format it really shined because of how Elder you were allowed to bring 2 Elder decks. What normally the Elder Delacia deck chokes it out, but honestly the PNC deck had a really cool showing, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, that was just... I mean, you know, it's kind of sad it didn't go to game 5. But it was just Robo Master showing us how to... If you want to win a tournament, he just showed us how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I want to highlight like Ace had like a little bit of like random BS go with the Tilia tree and the Elder PNZ. And it showed that like maybe that strategy can get you far, but it might not get you to the top.
Yeah, definitely. It was just like that last game. I think Robo had a hand that is just designed specifically to target the tree deck, and he just did it in a way where it was very close. Like it was very close for Ace to actually keep the game going, but it wasn't. It was just done beautifully. This game was just beautiful.
Yeah,
For Robo,
regardless, a
Ace
really fun set, and honestly, I could not ask for a much better ending. Like, I do wish we got a game 5 as well, but it's pretty cool to see all this, especially the P and Z mirror to start. Robo must be feeling on top of the world, like quite literally. He
literally,
not only
yeah.
won the worlds, he also won Aphrodite's worlds, basically.
Yeah, he's like someone needs to stop this guy. So like he's just taking over all the tournaments.
And speaking of Robo, as our champion, I believe he will be able to interview him soon. So stay tuned. Yeah,
Yeah, also a
but
quick reminder,
regardless,
Robo, like Robo won like the championship, and with it he won the exclusive deluxe card pack.
the
The
face
Fate
age
Voyage
not.
Beyond card pack.
Yeah, he'll need to tell us what he opens. Like, I don't. I assume there won't be any green shards.
I can imagine just open them and
Just a bunch of green shards spill out
yeah,
if you
but
want.
then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Regardless, well done to Robo. How does it feel?
It feels great. And I was a bit scared there, especially since that matchup looks good, but it's actually quite difficult to play. But yeah, no, I realized my early game wouldn't do anything, so I tried to go for full combo hand. And Captain Arika just absolutely hard carried. The card is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that game was just a masterpiece on 101 on how to target three decks. But like Robo, like you just won every major tournament so far. Like what is your secret, man? What is your tricks for us people who want to try to win some tournaments?
I don't know. Just have a blast, play some cards. My submission is usually a disaster class. So strategy wise, I don't really have much this time. Yeah, just correct play, I guess. Identifying how you're winning and then adjusting your mulligan accordingly helped a bit. But like with me and Ace did a gentleman's agreement to play Seraphine Eddie game 1 as a mirror to see who truly was the deserving player of this final. And I drew Victor and he didn't. And that was basically it. So I don't know. I kind of just drew a bit better. Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So we've got all the finalists here. So Robo, we know you're the GOAT at least for now.
Okay.
So do you have any thoughts you want to share with Ace?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I liked our gentleman's agreement on leaving Sarah Eddie open because we're cool like that. Yeah, you are a very solid player. But sorry for the last game. That was a bit of a bully session. Sorry, Ace. And, oh.
Yeah, Ace, what happened there, man?
Ah, man. Kind of devastated about the gameplay. Not really devastated about the score. I think whoever comes to this part of the competition like is deserving to win. So I'm not really sad that I lost to Robo, but I'm sad that the play was not top tier. But it is what it is, you know.
Okay. I will ask, going into the finals, we know how it turned out, but before it started, did either of you like feel good about your matchups? Because like I will say, on paper, I was actually favoring Ace's decks, but Robo clearly overturned that assumption.
I was worried. Like, PopCaps. Like, I think Seraphine Mirror. I think if I lose that, I'm probably cooked. I have no clue what the other matchups are, so I couldn't tell you. But I imagine I'm cooked if my deck loses. If I lose the mirror. And then like PopCaps is supposed to be near the F, and like maybe it's supposed to be 3, but as you can see in that game, it's like very close, and I just he just heals, and I don't have a fast enough clock if he has like a deny in time. Then I'm cooked, and also if I don't draw my Arikas, which I did draw this game, then it's surprisingly close from 3. So I thought if the moment I won the Seraphine Mirror, I felt great because my decks are both allowed to like fail and then have one good game. If I lost that one, I'm pretty sure I'm losing on paper. Yeah.
Fair enough. And what about you, Ace? Did you feel Robo was worried at the start? Were you feeling good at the start?
Yeah, I mean, I think the matchups were like okay. I kind of went for banning what I thought Robo is best on, which is like Rise, and I'm not even sure what the other bans were. But I just ban Rise and hope Robo hasn't had much practice on Seraphine Eddy and try to get the experience win there. But you know, Seraphine Eddy, giveth, Seraphine Eddy, take it. Robo once said that I always draw Ballistic Bot and Victor on 2 and 4, and now he kind of did that to me. so yeah, I think matchup wise we were like pretty even. I would say even before bans, even after bans, but you know, it's the type of stuff that like simple small mistakes are just getting super punished, and especially what was that quote from a random chess stream? It's not the first mistake that gets you; it's the ones you make after that, trying to cover that one up. So I feel like I made a couple of mistakes in the first 2 games, and that kind of stick with me with trying to. It kind of got in my head that trying to play some different lines that I would usually play. So yeah, I think it was mostly just how the matchups plays out. I don't think it was very favored for any of us going into it.
Okay, fair enough. And okay, one thing I quickly want to ask. In my opinion, I thought Rise was one of Robo's weaker decks. I felt like almost most of the decks from Ace actually just beat Rise. Am I insane for that?
No, you're completely right. Rise is the most. Can I swear? I probably can swear. It's the most dog water deck to ever exist. But the thing is, Robo is really good at it, so I just respect Bandit.
Understandable.
I mean, there's also like I am supposed to leave both Karma and 3 open because the only deck that's like bad into Karma is Jack's Fi. Like it's slightly even to 3. Like I'm supposed my deck line up that I'm supposed to leave that open, and Rise kind of dumpsters those. And I have this bad habit of like somehow beating Elder Dragon with it too. So I just scam wins with Rise that I shouldn't, and I have a hard time losing the good matchups as well. So yeah, I think the ban made sense. If I was Ace, I probably would have also banned Rise. But into like Sarah Eddy, it's probably cooked.
Interesting. Maybe someone can money match me at some point for like with the Rise into those decks, because I feel like honestly I'm not even convinced Rise beats Karma reliably, but I can definitely understand like the fear factor. One other thing I want to quickly ask going into this finals: did either of you feel good about your prep, or did you just like run? Did you not give it too much thought in general?
Prep? What prep?
I will prep.
Yeah,
Good
he
question.
We're all me and Ace are pure vibes.
No, I think
it seemed to work.
I think I just ran the whole lineup I had last week, and even last week I didn't really prep that much. I'm not really fan of Eternal as a meta. It just allows me to play ED Seraphine, which I love. So I just started there and just it was basically my whole plan throughout the whole season was get to the part where you can play ED Seraphine and then just add random decks that are strong with it. It kind of worked until the finals. Actually, in the finals, I did win with ED Seraphine. So I guess the problem is other decks and me piloting them.
Yeah, I mean, I've played Eternal for a long time. I mean, I built the Morgana Elder Dragon deck. Sorry, everyone. So I had enough. Like, I just know the matchups how they play out because I built them with those in mind. Buff caps. It seemed like a good time. I could have been slightly worried if I had to play Nila Twisted Fate. Maybe as a relic, I've also been slightly worried, but those are like not playable into Aces 3 deck, so the bans make a bit of sense. And yeah, Ed Seraphine was just kind of let's just roll, let's see how it goes, just have a good time.
Fair enough.
Just
And
not get stressed.
okay. Yeah, I've asked a lot of questions. Wad, you should hit. You deserve your chance to ask too.
I mean, it's not really a question, but just a thought, and I think it's really funny that the two finalists in a major Eternal tournament, both of them just build different version of Elder Dragon.
Yeah, unlucky. Elder Dragon good, that's all I have to say.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
Ace
good.
cheats mana, I cheat stats. Nope.
I mean, Mobilize cheats all the mana for you, right?
True, I also cheat mana. I forgot I did play Arika on 4, and then Arika on 5.
Yeah, mana is not a thing in LOR. It's fake. Don't believe in it.
Fair enough. And
when you're playing Elder, at least.
I will ask, moving forward, what are your plans with LOR? You think you're gonna like not play as much, or any events you're excited for, or are you just gonna like chill out for now?
I will definitely play tournaments if my random ass schedule doesn't like stop me from playing. I mean, I've done so at the it's at the end of after Worlds. Like I have slowed down my preparation for certain tournaments. Like I just trust in my play good enough now, and I've hit the achievement I had to hit. So I will probably just see a tournament if I can and join, and then just play stuff I enjoy, and try to have a good time, not stress about my performance, and then I will usually play the best. So I will stick around for sure, but mostly have a good time.
Yeah, I think kind of the same for me. I think last year I kind of did what I'm planning on doing this year. Kind of play the tournaments I can manage, and then if there's IRL stuff like weddings, man, everybody getting married this past 2 years and the next 2 years. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, probably gonna miss some tournaments because of IRL stuff, but I think most of the time I just still do enjoy playing the game, and as long as I enjoy playing the game, I'll probably compete. And thanks to Aegis and Aphrodite, LND tournament, there is still decent competition. So, and you get close to the community. So even though I lost today, it's a final. You like the prize, you like the competition, like the tournament. You really want to win, but you still can feel sad because you lost to someone that you've played together with for like a long time. You've had fun with them, so it's a bittersweet moment even when you lose. So that's the thing I like the most. It's like playing with friends. So even if you lose, even if you win, you still feel like you had fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not just about the game, but about the people you play it with. And okay, but before we finish, any final shoutouts you want to give out to members of the community or just like organizations?
Shout out to Aphrodite. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Casters, AJ, and What. This whole tournament was very cool. It's very fun to have like an ending tournament to like these whole competitions we've been having. And yeah, definitely helping. And to our previous competition that hasn't made it. And yeah, except to Simon. Simon didn't even sign up, motherfucker. But that's it. Yeah. And to my finalist, he's a goat.
Oh yeah. I guess bro left me speechless. I don't know what to say after that. My shout out goes to Trey, man. Trey has been I want to say helping me prep, but I prepped like nothing. But Trey has always sent me like deck ideas, like bad ideas, you know. So shout out to Trey, and yeah, shout out to all my loyal fans. I think there's like 2 of them, so shout out to them. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Before we go, I want to ask one more thing. Name one fun fact or just fun thing you're gonna do.
Like from now till like what or fun fact that we
Just
did?
something fun for the viewers,
Some
or just something, or if you want to say anything to the viewers, say it now.
Okay, Robo, you do it first, and I'll do something super inspirational as a finish.
This is a bad idea. Well, I will play a disaster class in the game that killed Lorik's smile in a couple days.
Okay, Riftbound, correct? Good luck with that.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to say that cool quote, but I just forgot it. Yeah, it was something like, not everybody that competes wins, but the winner definitely competed. So all I'm saying, guys, is join the tournaments. It's fun. Let's compete with each other. The game may be not be supported much, but it's still fun. You know, as long as we're having fun, we can still play, and that's kind of it.
That was way better than mine. Oh.
Yeah, even if Guide isn't there, the community is there.
Yeah, and Robo, you should announce that you're gonna open the pack on stream, the first Robo stream. You know?
I will try my best, but my PC has not been great in the past.
Yeah, at least take a video for us.
Well, yeah, that I'll do for sure.
Yeah, we need to know how many green shards you got.
Man, if he gets Seraphine or Rise, no wait, is it only last expansion, right?
Yeah, I'll get Elder Dragon.
Okay,
yeah,
if he
hopefully
gets...
it has duplicate protection.
Okay, Elder Dragon without Erika is fine for me. It won't give me PTSD.
Yeah, it's Elder Dragon with all 6 spoons.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having the interview, and thanks for showing us some banger games.
Okay, I'll take that.
Thank you guys for hosting.
Sure, it was a lot of banger games, but yeah, it was banger games throughout the season. That's all that matters. So.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, game 1 is definitely going in the history books. Another turn 6 lethal. That's like the 3rd time on stream.
The most normal Seraphine Victor game. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, that's just how this deck operates, I suppose. I
think I'm gonna play 3 Victor in it. I think the card is.
I think you should. I think the card's broken.
But Sarah Queen, how can you play the deck without hitting the you know?
That is also a good point.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Robo. Okay. Congratulations, Robo Master, on this on winning Aphrodite Championship final.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to production, to the players, to the competitors, and yeah. See you guys in the next Aphrodite when it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Robo Master's the current master, but who will take him down?
Exactly. Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.